In this video, I'm going to give you a little taster of VB.net and hopefully get you interested in it. He says we will go to, first of all, you need to download a version of Visual Basic. I suggest the Express edition if you don't want to pay like stupid amounts of money. The Express editions for 2010 are available from the Microsoft website. I'm using the 2008 edition, but that's because I need it for the course that I'm doing at the moment. Right, basically, get a file, new project, make sure the Windows Form application is the one that's selected. Then you need to come up with a name for your application. I'm going to come up with Hello YouTube because I'm nice and original. And as you'll see from this, your basic design window is opened. Your program, you'll design it in the design window, and then you will go into the code window and then add the code later, or while you're doing the designing. It's up to you. I'll go through a few of the features. On the left hand side you will see the toolbox. You can pin and unpin that. If you unpin it, it shows up as a little tab on the left hand side. On the right hand side you have the Solution Explorer, which has all of your files in the project. So if you've got multiple files, go into the Solution Explorer and you can click on them and find them or whatever. On the right hand side also you will see the properties menu. If it's unpinned, it will be on a tab. If it's pinned, it will just be like this if you click the form. If not, then it will have less information. So once you've clicked the form, these are all the properties of the form. To change the text up here, for instance, you would go down to the text field and change it to Hello YouTube, not Hell YouTube, Hello YouTube. And as you can see, you just click enter, press enter, and it's updated it here. You can change the icon, you can change the font, the colour, the background colour, the forecolor, where it appears, what kind of window it is, that kind of stuff, transparency. There's loads of stuff. Anyway, just a basic program today. The program I'm going to be doing will basically, when you click a button, it will show up a pop-up kind of thing. So first thing you need to do, go to the toolbox and double click button, or click it and then drag a button. It's up to you. So if you've double clicked it, it will show up normal size like that. Make it larger. That's what I'm going to do. So basically you've got a nice big button, and you'll see it says button 1. You can change that to say whatever you want, again using the text field once you've selected the button in the properties menu. And I'm not going to go in, well, I'll go into it a bit. Basically once you've done that and clicked enter, it will show up as click me on the button. Another thing you'll need to get used to when learning VB.net or any programming or some programming languages, I know it's professional to do it in most, you'll need to know naming conventions. When you name an object such as the button, you would name it a certain way to identify it in your code later on. So for a button you would use BTN, so button for short, and then click me. That identifies it. When you go through it later on, if you've got something else called click me or similar, you know it's a button, and it identifies it quickly as being what it is. So once you've done that, you do that for stuff like forms. Text boxes would be TXT in front of it and that kind of thing. Anyway, next thing we need to do is we need to add the code basically for what would happen when we click it. For this you need to double click on the button and it will bring up the code window. This, as you can see, the properties has disappeared and the toolbox has disappeared because you cannot design anything in the code window. So basically, there are two ways of doing a message box, or a pop-up, or whatever you want to call it. It's for people not in the know. It'll be a pop-up type thing. For people who know VB, it's called a message box. So first thing we need to do is we need to tell it to output a message box. So messagebox.show, open brackets, open speech marks, hello YouTube, close speech marks, comma, space, open speech marks, message box, close speech marks, and close bracket. Basically, what this is doing is telling the whatever happens in between these two lines of code, this one and this one, private sub and end sub, is the event that will be initiated or executed when the button is clicked. So we're telling it that we want to open or show a message box, and we want it to have the text "Hello YouTube" inside and the title message box. So we'll go ahead and go to the green button, start debugging, and we'll run the project and see what happens. So basically, nice big button, "Hello YouTube," click it, and a message box appears saying "Hello YouTube." Once you click OK, it disappears, and once you click X, the program will exit, and debugging will stop because the program has stopped running. The other way to do it is using a shorter way, but it's up to you which one you use. So you could use this one, MSG box, so message box in like text message language, message box, open bracket, speech marks, open, hello YouTube, and you can, once you press comma, you can, instead of going straight for the straight towards the title of the message box, you can then choose the style of the message box, so what buttons are available. I'm going to go OK only, or OK cancel, to make it a bit different from the last one. And then we would then go to do the title, which would be MSG box, and then close brackets. So hello YouTube is the message being outputted. Message box style.ok cancel is the style of the message box, and then message box is the title. And then we run the program, and it will do the same thing normally, and then it will load up the message box and say hello YouTube. Obviously I can't spell hello, but yeah, you can pick either button, and yeah, that's basically your two ways of doing it. Yeah, like I said, two ways of doing it. This was only a very simple like taster of YouTube, of Visual Basic. I mean, I hope you've learned something at least. My computer's frozen. I hope you've learned something at least. If not, don't worry about it. This was only supposed to be a taster to get people interested in VB. I hope to be doing a C++ taster also, so we'll see who gets along with which. It's working now. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's kind of taught you something. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks.